Back to the BFC, brother. How you doing?
I'm excellent. I'm excellent. I love to see the upgraded production value at the BFC. Come on, it's impressive to see how you guys have been producing the show, man. How's it going, Will? How's it going, Eric?
Well,
Good, man. That's all Rob.
yeah. Well, Rob has done a phenomenal job. Working with Rob, it's been great. Getting a producer, and I can't wait to actually meet him and shake his hand. But we've been at this for this whole relaunch. Over the last couple months, going back and forth with ideas, and yeah, the logo was all Rob. And shout out to Sam Scammon who put together the merch store too. But I gotta say, like, the inspiration comes from people like you, Nick. I gotta say.
Oh, here we go, folks.
I'm serious. But like I tend to think people like 2023 sucked. But you know what? I look at it as a year of growth. I looked at it as a year of opportunity and learning and education. But you know what? In having many conversations with you on the BFC, I got to say, you've given me motivation. And it's just I'm learning from people like you. And so I hope everybody that's watching, takes something away from any episode or any interview, even if it's one thing, even if it's like, and this, Nick, if I have an interview and people are like, oh, I didn't like that, I didn't feel comfortable with that. Well, that's what this is for. This is about how you feel, what vibes you get from a company. And I gotta say though, I get really good vibes with DDDX and Nick Coriano. So I just want to say, what was your greatest accomplishment in 2023, sir?
Ooh,
Right?
yeah, that's a great question. My greatest accomplishment in 2023, I want to say surviving, just because it felt like one of those years, I think after 2021, and I'm half joking, right? But after 2021, when you have such a strong bull market, just to stay the course, on whether it's investing or whether it's in business, is not easy, and I think a lot of people will look back, and I think a lot of people dropped out in 2023 who started in 2021, and I don't like to frame it like that, but I know we met around that time, and a lot of my friends on Twitter or FinTwit, a lot of the shareholders from 3DX came on in 2021, as a lot of people do in a bull market. And now we've seen valuations come down to a more fair valuation, I think. And the hardest part about investing, at least I'm 42 now, 41, 42, June 8th, 1982. You guys do the math, right? But is just holding on, when times get tough, and doubling down when valuations are more fair and better for your investment. That has always consistently been the hardest thing with investing, right? Is not so much buying, that's easy, not so much selling, that's easy, but holding on. So 2023, I mean, surviving was definitely one of them. The birth of my daughter the year before, so her turning 1.
And congratulations.
Thank you, man.
Different world, isn't it?
For sure. Just that's why I half joke when I say surviving, because it was, just operating with little to no sleep. God bless all the parents out there, man. It's not easy, but really in the investing world, it's more about staying calm under pressure. It's real easy when stocks are going up. It's super easy to invest. But when stocks are, going sideways, and, the pressure's downward on the whole market, that's when you see who the real investors are. And they're usually the ones doubling up, not to get too off topic, but I mean, I just came back from the mall earlier today, and it's a 2-floor mall, Trumbull, Connecticut, for those who are in the area. And I walked the first floor, and there's 7 empty stores, right? There's 7 places that are just completely empty. And now you guys know, if you guys have seen me here before, I'm an entrepreneur at heart, so I'm there counting the stores, and I'm saying, well, there's an opportunity here. There's some kind of opportunity here. There's all these. So I walk downstairs, I see another 3 empty, stores, and I say, there's some catalyst here that will make this survive. And there's going to be an entrepreneur or group of entrepreneurs that comes in and takes advantage of this. And 10 years later, you're going to be like, man, I wish I got in at that time, so that's what I'm seeing right now, with the general market, the general OTC market, just the general investing market in general, right? You're seeing a lot of valuations come back down, and this is what makes a great investor, right? Is when valuations come down, when prices go on sale, who has a stomach, right? Or the stamina to make those investments now, as opposed to when it was going up, because when it was going up, it was all gravy. I mean, I got here in 2021 at 3DX. We were trading at 9 cents. We ran to 30 cents. A lot of hype, a lot of talk, a lot of fans. A lot of them are still with us, knock on wood. But now we're here at 2.5 cents, and it gets a little scarier, right? Like you look at the graph and you go, oh man, what's going on? Meanwhile, the day that the bull market comes back, and it will come back, it always does, and we're back up at 10, 20, 30 cents, 40 cents, you're gonna wish you picked up at 2.5 cents. So I'm a big proponent of valuations, fair valuations. I saw a tweet the other day, and I think it might have been on your it was a comment on one of your tweets that said, I don't look at the financials in the OTC. Nobody said that, right? And listen, fair, right? So some people are strictly chart traders. Some people are strictly speculators. I'm not here to tell you how to invest. I think you should learn how to invest yourself, but I am a fundamentalist, right? I'm going to look at the revenue, which our revenue is up this year. We the 2022 revenues were up off of 2021, I should say. Actually, let me double check that to make sure I'm not talking crazy. But my main point is that the valuation is closer to a fair valuation today than it was when it was trading at 10, 20, 30 cents. So I know that's a longer answer to, what am I thankful for in 2023, but just kind of a little rant there, man.
No, and I hope that you guys listen. It's not. I hope, I know you guys are going to do the right thing. I know you guys are business focused, and I do think financials matter. I do think the fundamentals matter for the business, because I think in a bull market it rewards the strongest businesses, and the businesses that you see doubling their revenue, the businesses that you see expanding, getting patents, and doing everything during this bear market and this pullback in the OTC. Those ones are going to be rewarded when that macro money comes down, guaranteed.
Yeah.
And that's going to happen. Looking forward to 2024. 2024, what's something that, and because I know we're just doing a quick segment here, so I want to just pick your brain about looking forward. Triple DX, what's one thing you're looking forward to, not only just with the business, but personally with yourself as well?
Man, with the business, I'm really looking forward to exploiting more potential on the resin 3D printing side. We put a lot of energy and focus into the metal side, but just doing an analysis of where the 3D printing industry is in general. The technology has advanced so much that we've kind of almost overlooked the resin, the plastic 3D printing, because that's a technology that's now extremely perfected, whereas the metal 3D printing, it's there. We can get it, we have it at production levels. But the resin side is so perfected that I feel like I'm going to see a lot more parts and orders come through on the resin side. So I'm definitely excited about that. I'm excited about some of the collaborations we have with, some of the team members at 3DX, some of the engineers that we have on, Peter Devone, the board member, and some of the guys that Roger brought on at the facility. And then, of course, the government contracting, we keep chipping away there. And I feel like we're going to bear fruit there in 2024, early part of 2025. So really looking forward to that. Me and Harold are going to a SBIC conference at the end of the month here in Connecticut to make connections. I think Pratt & Whitney's going to be there. GE Aviation's going to be there. And a couple other big firms. So really looking forward to just, connecting with decision makers there and chipping away little by little and staying the course.
That's excited, man. That's exciting. One thing personally, what do you have a resolution? Do you have a resolution this year? Other than more sleep. It doesn't get better.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm not even going to put that on the wish list.
Don't do it.
Yeah, I put resolutions together every year, and this year is more to be more intentional, right? So to just move with more purpose and more strategy, right? So for those that know, I also run Servitude, the investor relations firm, and I think last year we talked to 25 potential NASDAQ and OTC clients. And then this year, right, on January 30th, I'm going to the 31st. I'm sorry, 30th, 31st, and February 1st. I'm going to the Microcap conference in Atlantic City, and there's 100 potential clients there. So in one day, I'm going to be able to talk to 100 potential clients instead of last year where I talked to 20, right? And it's because I'm being intentional, right? So being productive over busy, and being intentional about
I like that
every single power move, because it's really easy to feel busy when you get up in the morning and you just do. But then a lot of times you look back after a month or 2 months and you're like, man, I didn't do anything. You know, like I'm not pushing forward towards my big goal. And it's probably because you're being busy and not productive. And that's probably because you're not being intentional with your time. So my 2024 resolution is to be more intentional with all of my actions. And that's from everything from business to my health to my family time, right? To time with my family. But yeah, that's my New Year's resolution, man.
I wrote that down. Being productive over busy.
Being productive.
Sometimes you're going to be busy, but to maximize what you're doing, so that way your productivity is on par with where it should be. And I got to keep the show going today because I have like 6 stocks. But Lisa Matthews does have a question for you, and I do not want to ignore one of my top TD gals.
Yeah, please.
Lisa, Queen of DD Matthews. By the way, that's your new nickname now, Lisa. Moving forward, will you be expanding the number of production machines, and is there any more contracts that you are working on?
So yes and yes. So we're always looking forward to, expanding the production capabilities. We actually got rid of one of our bigger machines, CNC machines, not 3D printing machines. We haven't gotten rid of any 3D printing machines. We're adding there, but we got rid of one of our bigger CNC centers, which is going to allow us to probably put in, either 6 more resin printers, 6 more resin stations, or at least 2 or 3 more metal 3D printing centers. So yeah, we're always looking for that. That was actually one of the things that I loved about the company, was that it had the capability, because it had so much machinery already and assets already. It had the capability, even in a plateaued environment where it wasn't making any additional revenue, to be able to either sell a machine and grab another machine. Right. So yes, the answer to that is absolutely. We're always negotiating there. We've had some conversations with obviously the largest suppliers in the space, whether it's Desktop Metal or GE Additive. And then we've also talked to some companies in China, which I think 2024, 2025, you're going to see a big surge of Chinese made 3D printers, 3D metal printers, 3D resin printers, 3D CNC machines coming from Asia. So yes on that. And then, are there any other contracts? Yeah, there's always contracts on board. I think I tweeted out a picture a month ago of one of the deals, one of the pieces that they're through the 3DX Twitter account. One that they're working on. One of the issues we've had. Let me rephrase that. One of the things that we've had to deal with at 3DX is trying to get the promotion out on what contracts we have without stifling non-compete or non-disclosure agreements, because a lot of these people want to make the parts and they don't want you to tell anybody that they're making the part. So like I had to fight tooth and nail to get management to say okay to us releasing that we're making US Navy parts. Like I remember I walked in the first time and saw US Navy on the part, and I'm going, why aren't we telling anybody? And they were so scared that the Navy didn't want us to know, because we were a subcontractor, we weren't the main contractor. We got over that hurdle, but little by little, we'll be able to tell you guys more of the names of the companies. We've put up a couple of production updates in 2023 that gave you some of the names. We still have those customers, but yeah, we're constantly in contract making a part for someone or some company. But I hope to be able to share more of those with you guys in 2024 for sure.
What a great answer for Lisa the Queen Matthews.
Thank you, Lisa.
Listen, Nick, thanks for being a great contributor to not only the BFC, but the entire microcap community. I appreciate you, man. I really do. You're one of my favorite guests on the show, and thanks for the updates, and we look forward to the updates throughout the year.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate you, man, and keep rocking in 2024, man. I appreciate you, Will, George, everybody that's on here, man. Sam, Lisa, thanks for the question, but really appreciate it, man.
Right on. All right. Have a great year and get this guy out of here. Get him out of here.